Thanks for having me this morning. Good morning, Nigerians. I would first work at to get this straight. The crossover any matter against Mr. Dennis Odama. If there was such
well, we're having, an echo of how back in that particular audio will encourage Mr. Odama to perhaps turn down the volume of the device in his location at this point in time, so that we can have an effective and constructive conversation. The device would be the television set. We hope that Mr. Omang has now joined us. That's the lawyer to Mr. Dennis Odama, the man in the eye of the storm at this particular point in time, who criticized the governor of Cross River State. And the story goes to, covering, areas of perceived effectiveness in the Cross River State administration, where calls were made for the sacking of members of his cabinet. And, one who was not sacked, would be the commissioner for sports in that state. And, a comment particularly from Mr. Odama about that inaction of the administration drew the ire of the Cross River State government. Now let's come to Mr. Omang, who is the lawyer to Mr. Odama. Mr. Omang, I wonder if you heard my question as we began this conversation. I wanted you to talk to us about the details of this case and the state of your client at this particular point in time. Let us know where he is in Cross River. Is he in police custody? Where exactly is he? Mr. Omang.
Can you hear me?
And that comes as a relief. Well, we'll try to sort out those issues, but it's very important to get the details of this case at this point in time. And this adds to the long list of those who have been arrested, for criticisms against, a government official. And it goes to, the controversial aspect of the cybercrime law, which frowns on, putting out comments against, persons with the use of a device, and who defines what is annoying, gentlemen, and how, particularly those who are criticized should be taking such criticisms. I believe that's at the heart of this subject matter.
Yeah. Well, if the case is already in court, there is not much we can discuss about it, the merit of the case. What we can just do is peripherally establish what the issues are and what the resolution will likely be in terms of anything outside court, so we're not in contempt of court. But that part of the provision, I think is section 24 of the cyber crime, has actually been amended to take out those what I would consider non-justiciable terms, annoyance and all of that, which was a big debate at some point. I remember when the DSS had filed one case like that, there was this up and down about it. I've forgotten who it was against.
Justice Scraps?
I think Justice Scrap. I know that provision has actually been amended, I think in 2024, as against the original provision, to take out something that is a bit more justiciable. But sometimes some provisions are a bit omnibus that you can walk around to institute some of this. So we hope that we can get the gentlemen back in and have a conversation around them for the part that are not in court, and we just establish what exactly he said and what actions have been taken and where it is at the moment. So, Bukola, maybe we'll try again to see whether the Commissioner, Honorable Commissioner, can you hear us now?
I'm hearing you very well.
Oh, what a relief.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So please, if you heard my colleague's question, please go ahead.
Okay, I started by stating that this matter was not officially reported by the Cross River State government. Let's get that very clear. There was no petition from the Secretary to State Government or from the Attorney General. However, the Special Advisor to the Governor General duty in his individual capacity having felt concerned about this comment, and you must know that this comment was made on His Excellency's official handle. You understand? And the comment states clearly here, that woman in the Ministry of Sports does she have your nude? Why not replace her with someone that can revive sporting administration in the state? That is very presumptuous. And I am persuaded to believe, as a person, that Mr. Odama could be privy to a whole lot of information that would be interesting to Trivialise, particularly in an election year like now. Maybe he is aware that the governor's actions, maybe in the immediate past, are always persuaded by people who have his mood. So, in his individual capacity, Barrister Peyo Akba, instituted a petition to the police, upon which the police have acted. And this assertion by Mr. Dennis Odama is in violation of the cybercrime law. And due process has taken its course by the police arresting him and, taking him before a court of competent jurisdiction. I don't know why we have this hula baloo. His lawyers are very competent to put up a defense for him. And if he is found wanting, then the law will take its course. So let's not try to trivialize or politicize a purely criminal issue. If his lawyers are able to come with superior defense, they will get him out of the hook. So it's a process that is in conformity with the law. There is nothing outside that. But let's get it clear. If this issue was taken up by the Cross River State government, it is the Attorney General that would have spearheaded it, or a petition from the office of the Secretary to the state government. I just want us to draw that disparity and get it very clear.
All right, Honorable Commissioner, yes, I'm trying my best not to get into the merit of the conversation so that we're not in contempt of court, now that we understand that the case is in court. And I'll also want maybe find out whether the court will decide whether the man who instituted the suit has a locus to institute the suit, because whether harm comes to him or not. But let's talk broadly about perception around, the civic space in Cross River. What do you think? Can you hear me, Commissioner? Can you hear me, sir?
I'm hearing you very well.
Yes. So, but let's just expand the conversation beyond this particular case. This is not the first time we are seeing issues around comments. We're not standing for any criminality. Of course, the court is there for anybody who is offended to seek redress from the honorable courts. I do remember that Agba Jalingo, I think at some point, was also arrested and incarcerated by a former governor, and now we're, as you said, in fairness to the governor, it wasn't the governor that instituted the petition and maybe the suit in court. But talk to us generally about the civic space in Cross River, as far as the citizens' opportunity to be able to critically evaluate and assess the performance of government and the actions of government.
Well, the civic space in Cross River is very convivial. And I want to put it on record that my principal, His Excellency, the Governor of Cross River State, is quite a very distinguished gentleman. He has openly, addressed the media and said, look, he is open to constructive engagement. We are very, very open to factual engagements on policies, on programs, recommendations, suggestions. We don't have that issue. The case you referenced about Agba Jalingo was with the past administration. And unfortunately, in the past administration, I was in the opposition. I know I've had an encounter with Mr. Agba Jalingo at 5FM, where he was defending the government, as it were, as at then. So the issues that happened in the last administration would have been personal, considering the fact that himself and the former governor, came from the same geographic local government. But having said that, in this administration, I beat my chest that His Excellency is quite a convivial gentleman and is very disposed to constructive engagement. my office as the Commissioner for Information is open. And we take up these criticisms on the merit of them, sift them, put aside those ones that are politically motivated, knowing fully well that, this is the season of politics, of mudslinging and all of that. But we must be clear on this. Going to the handle of His Excellency, the governor of any state at all. The governor is not your classmate, for God's sake. To pass such comments, I am of the opinion that he is privy to a lot. And of course, Nigerians would need, and by extension Nigerians, would need such information. What do you mean that does he have your mute? You're raising a character question on the integrity of the governor of Cross River State. So I think that this is an opportunity for him to bear his mind and come to the table with the facts that might be available to him, so that the public is properly educated.